Good morning. For those that do not know me, my name is Gabe Schultz. I am the founder of My EMS Path, where we help current and aspiring first responders manage certifications as well as connect to jobs and training. This video is for general education information. I'm not affiliated with or endorsed by any certification body, school, employer, or state office. Requirements and processes vary and can change. Always verify with the official source by your state or program. All right, so today we are going over how to apply to a federal wildland firefighting job within 10 steps. I personally did not do wildland firefighting, but I pretty much got this knowledge from many people that I talked to and spoke with, in addition to a lot of research that I did as well. All right, so step one is going to be determining when and where to apply. As far as where, you're going to apply on USAJOBS, and I'll attach the link below. As far as when, the typical wildland season for federal firefighting jobs is going to be anywhere between September and February, and you want to apply as early as possible. Okay, so when it comes to search terms, these are the best ones: wildland fire, forestry aid, firefighter, fire, 0455 and 0462. So for the West, it's primarily federal wildland firefighting jobs. But for the Southeast and South, it's more state focused. So for the West, it really includes 5 major organizations for the most part: USFS, U.S. Forest Service, BLM, Bureau of Land Management, the BIA, Bureau of Indian Affairs, the FWS, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and NPS, the National Park Service. I'm also going to list the most popular states for the most wildland firefighting jobs. This includes California, Alaska, New Mexico, Texas, Oregon, Arizona, Nebraska, Oklahoma, Washington, and Montana. Step 2 is all about using the USAJOBS filters correctly. In the sidebar, you're going to set the grade to GS3 or GS4 if you're relatively new to applying. Using the filters, you can also select your ideal employment type. All right, so step 3 is about confirming that the job is related to your actual goal. Make sure you read each job announcement because some of these listings are actually not wildland fire positions, so ensure that you double check this. Okay, so step 4, this is the application window. It's very easy to miss this. It's actually very similar to structured firefighting in the sense that their applications are only open for a couple of weeks at a time. You really want to hit that window of that September to February mark to have the highest probability. So there's 2 main things you're going to want to do. One is consistently check USAJOBS very often to make sure you don't miss any openings. The next big thing is going to be to actually call parks, Forest Service agencies whenever you can to ensure that you don't miss that. All right, step 5 is building your USAJOBS profile and federal resume. So create a USAJOBS profile and build a resume in their system. In your resume, make sure to include all the different parts: work experience, education, hours worked, including the dates worked, as well as a reference contact info. All right, step 6 is actually calling the places that you're highly interested in. I'd recommend doing this in the September-October timeframe. It's very important. If this is your first time doing a wildland federal firefighting job, don't be calling smoke jumping or hotshot crews. Start with something a little bit less. The other big thing is when you actually call the front desk, make sure you ask for whoever is in charge of the hiring process, especially the job you are applying to. And lastly, just treat everybody with professionalism and respect because they probably all know each other. So if you decide to call, I put together some questions that you should ask as well as say. So as far as the preparations go, it kind of has to do with the why and the reason. So as far as those questions go, it's why would you be a good hire? The reason why you desire to work at that particular location. And as far as questions to ask them what resources they have, hand crew, engine, lookout, etc. Another good question is, if there is an app open, where is it? How do I apply? And what position should I apply to? If they don't answer for whatever reason, leave a voicemail. Fire managers often will call back. All right, so step 7 is pretty much talking about how an application is necessary, but not necessarily sufficient. What I mean by this is it's recommended to call these places, but even show up in person. If you're able to hop on a call and actually schedule a time to meet there, that's recommended. I've heard of a lot of stories and people getting picked up as a result of just showing in person to the actual location. Going to step 8, this is all about tracking your outreach. This is super important. It's very easy to become disorganized and not sure where you're at in the process. So I recommend creating a spreadsheet with the following fields that includes the information from the calls, emails, and your own research. So here's a couple of fields that I want you to include: organizational name, contact phone, contact email, resources, hiring dates, notes, website, and progress, whether it be called, emailed, whatever it may be. I also have attached a spreadsheet template below you can use to start tracking your applications. Okay, for step 9, it's about applying to as many places as you possibly can. This is going to take a lot of volume and persistence, and the higher amount of places you apply to is going to increase your probability substantially. Last but not least, I have created a list of qualifications that are either required or highly recommended. So starting with a list that you have to have includes this: a GED or high school equivalent, relatively clean background, minimum age of 18, driver's license, and a drug screening. As far as highly recommended and recommended things to have are as follows: a EMT certification always helps, military background, your FEMA 100, 200, 700, and 800, your NWCG cert, so the 130, L180, and 190, your S212 Wildland Fire Chain certification, as well as any manual labor experience. And lastly, any higher education, ideally in the subjects of forestry or fire science/technology.